Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? I know, wow, we by the skin of our teeth. I was supposed to be sending some messages out at the same time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to see everybody. I'm glad that you're here. I just want to just finish sending this out. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, I tell you, we some crazy people. What's up, y'all? What's going on? I wanted to make sure I sent that. Good. I sent it. Good. Did that? Did it go? All right, good. Yeah, let's what's going on? Well, happy Thursday, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back again. We're back at it. For those of you who are in, you know what I'm saying, like and share your page and stuff like that. It's good to see everybody. Listen, let's get it started. It's about 8, it's about 10. What is it? 10:30 already? Yeah, it is. 10:31. Well, listen, I want to say one thing to you. Welcome to Manifest Those Happen podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into reality. And our starting goals here are to help 500 people to start their goals by bringing their imagination into reality, by putting that work in. If we meet for the first time, my name is Donald Francis, and it's so very, very nice to meet you with much love, great gratitude, grace, and respect, and all of that good stuff. Listen, you'll see us on It's Life podcast, just as well as you'll see us here, and we're helping people get along with other people. Check it out when you get a chance right there on YouTube and on Facebook. Also, we're coming out with a new short film skit, this time by tomorrow. It's called Nothing More to Say. Please check it out right here on It's All You TV, ITZALLYOU. Listen, if you don't get a chance to catch us during the whole week, you want to catch all the segment, just go right here, Channel 49 TV. Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Glad to see everybody. I don't see too many people yet on the line. I see 3 here. I see, I see y'all all coming in on the chat. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Glad to see everybody. Okay, all of you coming in. Also, I'm going to try this. I don't know all of what took place with the business line, but what I'm going to do right now in real time as we speak is they said I had about an hour before I was able to go back on. But the only thing about Facebook sometimes is, and I think this is it. Oh, we're in. Hey, we're in. We're actually in on the business line. They gave me the checkup. They gave me the thumbs up. But here's the deal. I don't know. I don't know if maybe y'all can help me out real quick before we get started. I don't know how to check what violations you have committed on Facebook. I've been trying to do all of the research, but if anybody know in the description how you can check on Facebook the violations you committed or violation you committed, please let me know, because I'm trying to prevent that from happening again. We're on our business line again. We're on all our streams. I'm happy about that. Yolanda Brathwaite's in the house. Good to see y'all. So listen, y'all, real quick, speaking about Yolanda, I want y'all to understand some of the experience that you'll have when you see her next show.
Yeah, everybody hands up like this. Yeah.
Hey, yo, a party ain't a party till Yolanda come through with tales of a grown girl. Y'all know how she do.
Y'all already know what's up, man. Trey Chaney, BMF, The Wire, Saint and Sinners, Tales of a Grown Girl. We hosting it right now.
Do with tales of a grown girl. Y'all know how she do. Coming soon to a city near you. Grown Girls NYC, that's how she do. MC Heaven's in the house. Be at
we live and direct. We about to set it off. Great play. I'm hoping everybody loves it.
Thanks for the opportunity to be in your
excellent. The play is excellent.
Deep message, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Very deep.
Houses, the Long Island, God always had you. You share your life, bright lights and stages. May the Lord protect you from the haters in the
phenomenal cast. Gonna do their thing. I got a wonderful director. This is gonna be played. So I hope y'all like the music and everything. Stay tuned.
You thanking my friend
Serena for bringing me to DJ Zon.
It's rocking on the ones and twos.
Definitely come out and see it.
Thank you.
So I'm coming to a city near you.
Yo, a party ain't a party till Yolanda come through it.
Tales of a grown girl, y'all know how she do.
Also, what you want to do is you want to take a look at the fact that she have her ebook that's out on Amazon. Everybody, please go check that out. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful experience when you have and you go to her play. I tell you that. It's an awesome experience. Also, she has a brunch coming up on the 17th of February. Go get your ticket. It's awesome with all those beautiful ladies in the back. And she's going to be one of the main speakers at the same time. So you'll be hearing some material, I'm assuming, from her book, Tales of a Grown Girl. So obviously the book Tales of a Grown Girl have been made into a play. And now I'm sure she's going to be spreading that love and that message every place else. So please do me a favor, y'all. Please go check her out. She's an amazing lady. Glad that she's online. I'm glad that she followed me. And I'm glad that she, she see not robbery. She's a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Good to see Henry Watkins online. Good to see all of y'all. So listen, y'all, go check that out. Go check that out. Today, we are talking about men's struggles part 2. And yesterday was so amazing. So listen, I'm going to tell you, I do have a list of my time zone, my time code. You can see it right here, right on my desk in real time. This is me right here. And all of this, my list of what time to do what on the show, which is a beautiful thing. I think that everybody need to have one so that you'll be able to stay on course. So, but today, just give me some time and, don't sue me. Just give me some time. All right. And today, again, we were talking about men's struggles, part 1 yesterday, just the overview and just a review. We talked about the emotional expression and we also talked about, societal expectations. We talked about the mental health issues. We talked about the physical health, neglect, and we neglect a lot. You feel what I'm saying? And career pressures, But today we want to try to cover something like relationship dynamics. And again, we talked about, I couldn't wait yesterday to really get to this and deep dive, because again, y'all know this particular stage is not for bashing men, not for bashing ladies, not to highlight men and downgrade women, not to highlight women and downgrade men. You know what I'm saying? We are all alike and we're all here to share love and spread love. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what we're here to do. But again, when we talk about men's struggles, there's so many different categories that are out there about man struggles. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get into it, everybody, if you will. Listen, we talk about the relationship dynamic. Let me just real quick review, tell you about what it is that we had talked about on yesterday in concerning my boy Hameen is on the line on YouTube. Good to see you, baby brother. We talked about how I took from a book called, How to Influence Friends. And I don't think that book have anything to do with how to influence friends, because when I read the book and I read the storyline, it's kind of crazy because it talked about, a boy, and his father, and how the father was at the airport with his son, and he told the son to sit down until he went to go get the tickets. And the son, obviously, because he's a kid, he's mischievous, he's going to run around and stuff like that, have fun. He couldn't stay still. I don't know if you have ADD or I don't know. But, the book talks about how he ran into the steel bench while running and not looking. And as he fell, you could hear the crackle in his knee, So the father, after he got his tickets, whatever the case may be, he came over to the son, dusted him off, and told him, shut up and stop crying like a little girl. That was the first time, that anybody as a man would be able to learn how to suppress his feelings based upon what attacks he had when he's young, being naive and not even knowing, wow, he's being abused in his own little way. You feel what I'm saying? And so that was the first scenario that they talked to us about. But the second scenario that they talked to us about was about the teenage young man who just graduated high school, but he was waiting, to be accepted by college, different colleges and stuff like that. And happened so it was about 1 or 2 community colleges that had hit him up and said they wanted to accept him. He showed his mom. His mom was very happy, very, she was like excited about it. And then when his father came home, he says, is that all? It wasn't like 2 or 3 more? You feel what I'm saying? And so again, we're talking about from the man perspective, the little male perspective, the teenage male perspective. He was looking for not only acceptance from his mom, but he was definitely looking for acceptance of his dad. And I'm gonna tell you something, it's nothing like for those of us who have had fathers to have the acceptance by your dad. You feel what I'm saying? Although mom is always going to be there, for those of you who have good moms. Shout out to everybody who had good moms. Shout out to everybody who had good dads. Shout out to everybody who had moms who were dads at the same time. And shout out to everybody who had dads who were moms at the same time. We had single moms and single dads. But here's the deal. You've been raised, you're here, you know what I'm saying? And now you've grown up. You feel me? Now, but the last story that the book talked about was now a man in his grown stage who played football. And prior to getting to this championship, the games that he had played, he was hurt, broken up. And so this is the championship game. This is the final. And the doctor told him, yo, listen, you're the quarterback and stuff like that. But I want you to understand something. If you go out there and you play, you're going to get hurt badly, to the point of being paralyzed. So I don't suggest you go out there. He's like, yo, hold on. I don't know what you're talking about, champ. If I don't go out there, they lose. And I ain't get this far for us to lose. And sure enough, when they started to call the teammates out, here he came running out. They called his name, high-fiving all his teammates. And by the third quarter, he got the wind knocked out of him. Bang! So that you had all the paramedics went onto the court, got the cots and everything, put him on the bed and stuff like that, tried to get him to the back and try to feed him all type of anesthesia. You see what I'm saying? To try to alleviate the pain that he had. And that was the first time we really begin to see in this book, the perspective of some of the stuff that we face as men. So the first kid was the one who learned how to suppress his feelings, no matter what he had gone through, no matter how much he had pain in his knee. The second kid had the problem with acceptance. He wanted to be accepted by his parents, wanted to be accepted, period. You feel what I'm saying? Then now the third man is the one who played life hurt. You see what I'm saying? And no matter what has taken place in his childhood as an adolescent and as a teenager, now as a grown man, he take life and he play football already playing hurt. And now he's the one that would now go and take all type of anesthesia, rather it's by the bottle, rather it's through sex, rather it's through whatever it is, gambling. We would try our best as men to try to find all type of anesthesia metaphorically to ease whatever pains we cannot express. There was also a show, and by the way, y'all, I could not find Homeboy nowhere on, and I'll prove it to you. I was trying to find Homeboy on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube now, but I tried to find Homeboy on Instagram that talked to the young lady, and I don't know, we just couldn't find it. We couldn't find it. So, but yeah, so it's a young man who was talking to a young lady on Instagram, and she says, I want to know something. If you're a good coach on relationships, then what happens when you find a man who's overly sensitive or more sensitive than me? You know what he said? He says, I don't know what you're talking about. She says, yeah, because, he says, well, here's the deal, and again, we're not women bashing at all. He says, how in the world are you going to ask for a man to express himself, and then he come and express himself, and then when he expresses himself, now all of a sudden he's too sensitive, He says, listen, if I'm a man and if I can't express myself to you, if I can't be vulnerable to you, after fighting the world, after working, after trying to provide for my family, then where else could I be? Another form of suppression, suppressing your feelings, suppressing how you feel, suppressing your thoughts, suppressing anything, And so there's a lady who says, I don't think a man is expressive enough. He says, no, let me help you out. A man that expresses himself for real is the one that's going to go to jail, because he suppressed so much in his life that if he let all that go, somebody's going to die, And again, it's amazing that when you take a look at, he says, no, but see, because he suppressed his feelings is the thing that's going to allow for him to emotionally get connected with you. Watch this. If I'm emotional, I can now empathize with you. If I'm vulnerable, then I can empathize. You can empathize with the young lady. You feel what I'm saying? If he's cold-shouldered and cold-hearted, that's the one to come and smack you up. You'll beat you up and don't think nothing else about it, and you crazy enough to stay with him, But again, I proved all of that just to say that men, we have struggles, we have problems, we have things because we didn't get a chance to express ourselves. We didn't get a chance to talk to anybody. We don't know how to trust people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to ever talk to anybody, and express how you feel to somebody, and then they get upset with you and throw your vulnerability back onto you, you know what I'm saying, and try to expose, stuff that you shared that were of secret. You get what I'm saying? And so my boy Hameen says, this all makes sense. I appreciate you, brother. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm making sense, do me a favor, y'all give me the thumbs up, whatever the case to be. I know that we're not full in number, but I see all of you in our chat. Wow, we have about 25 people in the chat over here. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So again, men, we suppress a lot, and now sometimes there are backlashes. When I got married and stuff like that, I have to admit I was not ready. I thought I was ready. I was not ready. I didn't know how to be no husband. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to be a provider. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know how to be no husband. I didn't know how to be, nobody's father and stuff like that. So again, you don't become successful in marriage or in relationships until after you've messed up a ton of times. God bless the dead, which is my uncle Willie. God bless, the living, which is my Aunt Nee. You know what I'm saying? She's up in age, but they were over 50 years of marriage. And I asked them, I says, y'all my role models. How did y'all do it? And she says, listen, after you go through the for worse, then it get the for better. You feel what I'm saying? So the first for better, you think it's the for better, yeah, but it's the for better, oh, the wedding dress, the for better, the tuxedo, the for better, everybody's around, the for better, the cake being cut, the for better, the reception, right? Then after all that comes, then it's time to live. It's between y'all two, and you got to learn how to solve problems, you know, and not expose each other in the stuff that you both have learned from each other, you know. And again, sometimes it's not easy, and that's from a marital standpoint. But when you become almost 50 like myself, you know, listen, you're like, listen, I ain't got no more regrets about anything that I've done. I faced everything that I've done, you know what I'm saying, did everything I had to do, whatever the case may be, messed up all I had to mess up. You know, it is nothing now that could not cause us to win. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. It's all about learning how to go through. Every successor are those of them who failed a ton of times. And can I restate that? Those of them who learned a ton of times. You're going to learn, you know what I'm saying? Failure is not failure. You know what I'm saying? Failure is learning, you know, and you have to have grit. You have to have resilience. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a bounce back. You got what I'm saying? And know they go through our ups and downs, but the fact of the matter is we're still here. Why? It's a reason for everything. But now as a man, like I said, you know, we are people who sometimes we close up if we can't trust. You got what I'm saying? And again, men mess up. We mess up big time. You know, we can mess up big time. We can be the biggest mess ups. You feel what I'm saying? But it's all about who can fix up. You'll never find the perfect relationship, ladies. You know what I'm saying? And men, you'll never find the perfect relationship. You know, she could sometimes to some degree take over the form of your mom. You to some degree take over the form of her dad without being that to some degree because you're the male, you know, in her life. I remember I was watching my boy Tim Ross. You know what I'm saying? He have a podcast. Go check him out. It's called The Basement. He came out of the Potter's House. He used to be up under Bishop Jakes. And he was saying that there was a man who was complaining to him, you know, about, you know, I don't have enough time. You know what I'm saying? I'm working all the time. You know, my wife wants time. The kids want time. You know, I don't have any time for myself. I feel like I'm at a place of burnout. And Tim said, yo, you're complaining, but let me just say this, what an honor and what a privilege. You feel what I'm saying? And so for him, he says, you're right, Tim. And then he says it like this, you're right. But see, you have the finances to say what an honor and what a privilege, because you can take your family and say, let's go over here. Let's go over there. You got millions of people following you. You know, you're a millionaire and this, that, and the other, but you got mad people following you, whatever the case may be. But again, I want you to know, man, one of the things that I realized is that money is not a problem solver, you know, and please, everybody, if you will, if you're going to quote the Bible, stop saying the money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money that becomes the root of all evil. Because if you start to love money so much, you'll sell out for it, you know, and you'll lose your own identity, you know, what gain, what profit of man to gain this world and lose his soul, you know, over some finances. Some entrepreneurs say that I don't think that even money is a real thing. They made it a thing, you know, so we ought not to ever be thirsty for money. Don't ever go to work, men, you know what I'm saying, with a necessity, but become an asset. You become an asset at your job, then you don't have to worry about money. Money will come to you. You feel what I'm saying? So again, our relationship dynamics, you know, is something that's very much important, you know, because at the end of the day, relationship dynamics in any area, you know, navigating modern relationships today is what I wrote, you know, including romantic, you know, familiar and friendships, you know, especially when it comes down to traditional, you know, gender roles involved. You know, we have the dynamics of being able to hold relationships, you know what I'm saying, to delegate the relationship that we do have. You feel what I'm saying? Be proactive in the relationships that we do have, you know, and rather your friendships and stuff like that. You want to be the same person all the time. And we're more than who we know, right? We're more than what we own. We're more than what we do. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people define themselves by who they know. I was just talking to a young man yesterday, you know, and I'm trying to do something new for our podcast for the month of February, end of February, and you know, beginning of March, all the way through the rest of the year, to be something different and, you know, to be distinguished, and that nobody's doing this on podcasts, but I'm gonna be the first one to do it. So right now I'm interviewing specific people for a specific thing, you know. And I began to talk to this young man who I've been introduced to, you know, over the phone by another brother that I've grown up with, and I know him for a long time. And I said, hey, listen, you know, I just wanted to let him know the duration of what it is that we, you know, how we're doing it, what we're doing, and what I would need from that individual if he was, you know, interested. And as soon as the young brother got on, he's like, all right, well, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a up echelon, you know, and I do this, and I got a lot of people that I know, you know, just to tell you who you're dealing with. I'm like, that's good. All right, I'm glad. And then he kept repeating himself over and over because I'm an upper echelon. You know, I do this. I've been to Chicago. I've been to Georgia. I was like, okay, well, what's so special about Chicago? Been there too. Been to Georgia also. But at the end of the day, I'm like, see, here's the deal. One of the things that I've learned, you know, is that when you are about something and you have something, you don't ever have to brag about where you've been, who you are, you know what I'm saying, and what kind of status that you hold. For lack of better words, all of you young men, I want you to know that if somebody's asking you, there are two types of businesses. All right. Either you're going to sell a product or you're going to give a service. I'm asking for him to give a particular service, right? To do some acting, right? And you're telling me about everything else that have nothing to do with what it is that I'm asking you about. So it wasn't a good start at all. You know, again, my point is that a lot of times humility is the key. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be in competition. You have to be, you know, competitive and stuff like that. Humility is the key. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, y'all, all I want y'all to know is that when it comes down to grown men and we're doing grown man stuff, you know, you have to be the same. You know, be humble. When you have a relationship dynamic, be humble among anybody that you come around. Who cares about who you know, what you've done, and what you own? Who are you as a character? Who are you as a person? What are your characteristic traits? You feel what I'm saying? It takes a real man to, you know, admit, you know, what you've done, who you are, you know, who you aren't. You feel what I'm saying? What you can do, what you can't do. You get what I'm saying? You have to know all that stuff about yourself, you know, write a list of the to-dos, write it to don'ts, write the I don't want to's, what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? It's always good. You feel what I'm saying? As a man. So our relationship dynamic, you know what I'm saying, can remain the same. Yesterday, something that happened to me, and I was kind of hurt because my big sister, Angela Hall, had asked me to do something great, you know, and then because of these crazy train systems, stopped me from getting to where I wanted to go. And I was so upset about it, you know, but thank God for postponement. You feel what I'm saying? Thank God for change. It's like, okay, great. But it wasn't around, you know, all revolving around me, but I was like, yo, this is, you know, and again, you hurt when you can't meet, you know, all of your, you know, your assignments and your obligations and the stuff that you said that you're going to do. This year is about clarity for us men. This year is about make yourself clear. It's about write down the vision, make yourself clear. Everything that you say you're going to do, do it. I'm talking to me too. Listen, you know, here we go. Here's my list, right? You see, you got my cricket cross here. To do, right? To done, right? But I want to be clear about everything that I say, everything, you know, and rather you know or not, y'all, it's hard for some people to be clear, you know, it's hard. It's a skill for some people, you know, not to be clear. So this so that we can keep our relationship dynamic, not only in business, not only in church, not only at work, not only on your block, and you know what I'm saying, not only in your household, you know, so but everywhere you go, you should get or obtain the same report. You feel what I'm saying? Me, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm clearing out debt. I don't know about any of y'all, but men, sometimes we have a lot of debt. And sometimes when you are in specific debt, you know, it makes you depressed. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about. Listen, you know, I knew nothing about being a husband to some degree. And I was very, very much, you know, nervous about going into fatherhood. You feel what I'm saying? Because fatherhood challenges are something altogether different. Notice, you know, I remember the time, and I think some of y'all will know, we had where in Red Hook, at least, everybody were having babies, and it seemed like it was a style, you know, and everybody was having kids, and everybody was making kids, and they were getting younger and younger by the minute, you know, and it was like, no, having kids is not putting on a sweater. You can't hang the kid up in the closet and say, all right, I'll wear it whenever I want to wear it or use it whenever I want to use it. No, this is a lifestyle, and kids don't have no perspective of time. You know, there is no time for you no more when you got kids. You feel what I'm saying? They don't know no other time. Thank God I got a teenager that's going on 17 by the grace of God on the 20th of this month. Then I have another, teenager, what I'm saying, is going on 14 by the grace of God next month, And again, just to be able to see them jokers grow, you know what I'm saying? They'll eat, they eat. But one thing I love about my kids is that they're not choosy. They don't demand too much and stuff like that. They're very appreciative kids, They're still kids, but they're very much appreciative. But again, fatherhood is something that is very much important because it's the pressure, of being a good father, providing for a family, and having balance between work and home life. This is really, these challenges are big time. Because again, starting your own business, it takes up a ton of your time, But then at that same time, you want the balance of being with your family, You want the balance of being with the kids and the wife and everybody, going out and being able to go and just have a good time. You don't have to go on a vacation or small staycation or vacation, only in the summertime. We can go to a hotel somewhere in Pennsylvania, just something that would break up the monotony and the everyday routine to be able to just go and chill out, with your family and stay home. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, real quick, before we go to the bullet points, and listen, I'm all off track, but trust me, I'll get you out by 11:30. Listen, I was thinking about this, and maybe I can get some crowd participation on this. I'm not too sure, because I know some of y'all at work, and so you can't really type. But yeah, so I was thinking about trading places, with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, the Dukes brothers, big motion picture with Eddie Murphy. Excuse me, Eddie Murphy. big banger, and I was grateful to see. Wow. Okay, I see. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. I was so happy to see that when Eddie Murphy, he's this homeless hustler, right? And we're talking about men. And then you have Dan Aykroyd, who's been this privileged guy, this white dude, And the Dukes brothers is somebody that, Dan Aykroyd worked for. He's Winthrop, that's his name. And Eddie Murphy played Billy Ray. So Winthrop, which is Dan Aykroyd, he works for, all the commodity, that takes care of all of the Duke and Duke, commodities and all this other stuff. But he's very, very privileged. He has a butler, he has the Rolls Royce, he got the penthouse, whatever the case be. And happened so one day, the Dukes brothers, for $1, had decided to say, I bet you if we took the Negro and put him in our organization, one said he'll make it. The other one said, I doubt it. He would never be a Winthrop. He says, but yeah, but then what we do with Winthrop, you know what I'm saying? We're going to put him in the place of where the hustler is and see how they turn out. Only for $1. Yo, I'm going to tell you something. You never know who's betting on you. But I think the insult was, you bet $1. Make a long story short, the character of Eddie Murphy is the hustler mentality. And the reason why I'm highlighting Eddie Murphy is because we have a lot of our young brothers who used to be on the street doing a lot of the selling and stuff like that, doing a lot of stuff, hustling because maybe they've been locked up, maybe because they can't find jobs because they've been locked up and stuff like that. Nobody trying to come to the help. And I'm glad that Henry Watkins on the line as a community activist, and good to see Mr. Lawrence Staten. You're saying he got one of the #1 radio stations in the world. That's how I feel, And it's kind of crazy because you see the statistics out there where you got a lot of the men who they can't leave for some reason the hustler mentality from making all of this fast money. But the crazy part about it is that when people start to fall back and get regular jobs or whatever the case would be, I felt that in Red Hook and in any hood of anybody who ever sold anything, I felt that they were one of the biggest geniuses out there. Because if you can take what you can take on the street and flip what you can flip and make what you can make and buy a car, you should have had your own business. And I don't mean drug business. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you could run and manage businesses because people were very, very smart, very, very intelligent. But they say it's kind of hard to take the mentality out of the individual, even if you clean them up. That's what they say. So when I looked at Eddie Murphy, I thought about trading places on this aspect. Yeah, run with me real quick. You see, because Eddie Murphy has been offered this big deal here to work for Duke and Duke. In exchange, they planted drugs on Winthrop. Now he's in jail. He's out of the way. whatever the case would be. Now Eddie Murphy got his butler, got his house, got the ladies. You know, he's doing all this other stuff, right? And Eddie Murphy, when they first gave him the job, didn't understand the concept. Now, this is what I'm trying to point out here. He did not understand the concept and by which he's been set in. He didn't realize the finer things in life. And can I put a pin there? This is what I'm saying. And so when I think about sometimes, you know, some of the brothers in our neighborhood, and as opposed to the young man that I talked to yesterday, I realized, you know, you should know professionalism. We should know how to adapt and understand some of the nice things in life, you know, where you don't have to look over your shoulder, where you don't have to be running from people, where you can look nice, look presentable, be respected, you know, take off the do-rag, you know what I'm saying, pull up the pants for a little minute. I love wearing my fitted hats and my hoodies. You feel what I'm saying? But there's a time and place for everything is what I'm trying to say. And it's good to know and be aware of that. One of the things that I pointed out in that particular movie of Trading Places is that Eddie Murphy's looking at the Duke brothers who's saying, yeah, you know, and I'm going to show y'all, looking at the Duke brothers, right? And let's say that this is his domain. And so let's say, you know, while the Duke brothers are looking, but, you know, on the other side, he's putting stuff in his pocket. He's putting this in his pocket. He's pocketing this. He's pocketing that, you know. And so the Duke brothers are like, he just don't get it. He don't get the fact that this stuff is his. So now they're taking stuff out of his pocket. You know, like, listen, these are your things. This is your domain. You stealing stuff, but you're only stealing from yourself. And see, this is the mentality some of our brothers have for those of us who haven't been any place, only but the place that we lived all the time. My friend Mike Ross, shout out to him. Mike Ross, he says to me, you see this little piece of paper? I want to show you behind the scenes. There's a little piece of paper. I'm gonna move it. He did it. He took the paper and dropped it right there on the floor. He says, you see that? That piece of paper represent where you used to live. That's Red Hook. He says, you know, the rest of the floor is the globe. He says, why are you only thinking about one little place? You see, he says, love the people, of course. He says, but bro, you're bigger than the place that you move from. There's a whole other world out there. And believe it or not, some of us men, we're like waffles while women like spaghetti. And I learned this from R.A. Vernon. And I'm going to take a commercial break in a few seconds. You know, I've learned this from R.A. Vernon. He says, when we speak and we talk, you know, if we talk about a conversation, we're having a conversation with our lady, we have to compartmentalize our topics. So we're in those little boxes. You see, we need one topic, then we go to the next topic, then we go to the next topic to stay on point. He says, but women are like spaghetti. He says they can go from one topic to the next topic, link the next topic, all spaghetti string, you know, and it's one whole conversation with 1,001 topics, you know. And so now we can't cover any of the topics in the conversation because we've been all over the place, you know. And again, it's not downgrading ladies or anything like that. But he said that this is this is some of the attributes that we do have. So when you take a look at Eddie Murphy, some of the men that we have today, you know, are those of them who are just like that mentality. If you take them away from the circumference of where they live, you know, and you sit them in a place, a 5-star, you know, restaurant, if we have not been taught, they won't know to put the napkin on the lap and not to have elbows on the table and not to smack your food or whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and then I thought about it. I spoke to my homegirl, Tiff. You know, we had a great time talking just the other day. We talked for about a good maybe hour or so. And she says, Donald, we're from, understand, I'm a 60s baby, you're a 70s baby. You know what I'm saying? And she says, I know what it was like. Says some of the people around the 80s, we had the crack era back then. Says, but unfortunately, some of our children today were descendants out of that. So if they act out of character, sometimes some of them don't even know why. You know, if we had that type of stuff, he says, and she says, but that's on a sensitive, not judging or saying anything, but some of them, and it's a sad situation that some of them wind up the same way. And I'm talking about men's struggles, right? But it starts from being a little boy. You feel what I'm saying? I'll go to commercial break after a few seconds. So listen, also, here's the other thing. Identify, right? Identity and self-perception. Listen, one of the things that I realized about this is that struggles with self-identity, self-esteem, you know what I'm saying, self, and the pressure, you know, to comfort, you know, to comfort, masculinity. It's a struggle, and it's what we written down here, and to have different ideas. Your perception is different based upon the kind of experiences that you've gone through, but self-identity is something that if we all knew exactly who we were, we would not be bottled down with the worst relationships ever. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you know who you are, you know what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? You know who you don't want. You know the things that you want even in life. You know your niche and your niche. These are the struggles that we have. But let me ask y'all a question again, because we talked about Eddie Murphy, and that's what I wanted to just point out, that his hustle game was something he could not get away from while being in the upper echelon and a more better and safe environment. You feel what I'm saying? But here's the other thing too. Let's take a look at the Honeymooners. Anybody know about the Honeymooners real quick? Anybody anybody watch? I watch the Honeymooners marathon the same every year, on New Year's, just like I watched the Twilight Zone marathon. Yeah, I'm an old dude. So what? I don't care. You sue me. But notice the kind of life that they had back then. I was listening to Mrs. Candace Owens, and she was saying what a privilege it would have been back then just to have your husband to work and she stay home. And back then, when you look at the Honeymooners, that was the kind of time zone that they were in. Women never worked. The man was the breadwinner. He would go work. Only thing she would do is stay home, make sure dinner's together. Whatever the household duties are, that's fine. It doesn't make you a wuss, as a woman back then, because you had your man provide. That was just what it was back then. That was the kind of time zone that we have. And I'm glad that we have independent women today, but that was the kind of time zone that we were living in. But here's the deal. Ralph Kramden was somebody who talked about him being the man of the house, the king of the castle. He's the one. She's nothing but a private. He yell a lot. He scream a lot. And he doesn't really hear her perspective too much because he's the breadwinner. And she stay home and he go to bowling and he goes to the Raccoons Club and all this other stuff. And she hardly really get a chance to do basically anything that she want to do. But if you take a look at Ralph Kramden and then you took a look at today's R&B artist who's like, I'm listening to you, babe. I want to hear what you got to say, babe. I want to know what you want from me. What can I do from you? Back then, he would be considered a wuss because he's the king of the castle. He's the king of the jungle. Don't listen to her. She sit down, she a private. You see what I'm saying? And again, all of this is out of the three parts of the stories that I talked to you about. First, the little boy who learned how to suppress his feelings. You take the H up and handle it. Don't you ever cry like no little girl. And then the form of acceptance, the teenage year now. He's been accepted by college, but it was community college. And when his dad came home, he was like, that's it. And he got his feelings hurt. Again, suppressing his feelings. And then as he become an adult, he began to live life hurt, just like the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That was, playing in football, playing hurt, playing life hurt. You see what I'm saying? We're already hurt in our emotions. We hurt because of what happened to us. We hurt because of what people said to us. And then now we had the nerve to dress up and try to be husbands. Then we had the nerve to dress up and try to, take care of the kids. Life, hurt, being damaged. You feel what I'm saying? And then if we cry, God forbid. And so now today we don't cry to some degree. We cry more now, but today we don't cry too much because now the woman she seems like she's more tough than him. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not just that, it's just that he never got a chance to express himself, And so we got two types of men that are out here. We got those of them who would adhere to people and what they say and their ladies. Then we have the dudes who are like, look, now we got to get up. We got to get up. Wait, ain't no time for none of that. Well, which one win? That's the question that I have. When we talk about men's struggles, should he just be king of the jungle, king of the castle and tell her to shut up and sit down? Or should he be the one to say, look, I hear you, babe. I got you, whatever you want, and cook the food at the same time too? Yo, look, do me a favor. Put it in the description. What do you think? What do you think? Which one do you feel? Because again, these are the things that we struggle with when we talk about, and I was just trying to help the ladies come into the men, our mindset. We got two different types of, and then today, all the peer pressure, and obviously we know times have changed today. Oh, the peer pressure, substance abuse. That's what it is right there, everybody. That's what it's called. It's called substance abuse, and we're abused, you know. But here's the deal, and one of the things that I've learned is that no matter what, if you suppress your feelings as a man, and you suppress your feelings, and you not get a chance to express it to anybody, when you are around people, this is what you feel: loneliness, you see, and social isolation. I don't care if you're around 10 people. Some of you ladies could attest to this. Could I suggest to you some of the dudes that you all know? We fly, got cars and stuff like that, but deep down inside, some of us, we feel real lonely because we feel we have to do certain things to portray a specific image, you know, and not let people in our lives, you know, and not let people in our vulnerability. I wish I had my boy, you know what I'm saying? He got the podcast Handsome Men Problems. His name is Jerome. Because he talks about, you know, men and vulnerability. Here's the thing right here with Eddie Murphy, and just talking about Eddie Murphy's part and how he had the hustler's mentality, you know. So we got the dude who's like, nah, you sit down, I'm the man. Then you got the dude who's like, listen, babe, I'll listen to you whatever you want. And that's the one that's always getting punked out. And then you got the one that's the hustler mentality, you know. That's the one that's like, yeah, but I'll see you when I get back and never home. But again, we have different type of men out here because of different type of situation. You feel what I'm saying? Because of different type of situations. And so, yeah, y'all, real quick, let's go to this quick commercial break and I'll be right back. Hey, what's up, listener? Do you want to support Manifested Thoughts podcast in style? Well, I've got something special for you today. Introducing our Manifested Thoughts podcast t-shirts and hats. Well, our t-shirts are available for only $25 and our stylish hats are available for only $35. To place your order, go to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. We have all different types of stylish colors just to suit your personal taste. So order now and don't miss out. And thank you for supporting Manifested Thoughts podcast. Also, don't forget our Real Block Film Production Company family. I love them very, very much. They're now a part of America New Network, and they got this nice new motion picture out called Love. And if you go and you download the app, you know it's now located on Roku and all that other stuff, Roku TV and all. You can get all that, but download the app. And when you download the app, look for Love. Type in Love. All right, and when you see this icon, have a great time. Watching it. And listen, if you don't want to watch it with commercials and stuff like that, and you don't want to go right here, then you can go to YouTube and go to Real Block Pictures on YouTube, and you can see the whole entire movie. Also, they have some deleted scenes and stuff from the movie when you get a chance to see that. So go check them out. Awesome and amazing brothers. You feel what I'm saying? And I love them very much. Listen, this is also brought to you by Blade. Fly the future, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, one of the best helicopter companies out there, high tech, and a safe company. And by the way, if you wanted to purchase your new or your first ticket, it's only about $195. You can get to the airport from Manhattan in 5 minutes. You can take a little tour. But listen, when you do purchase, don't forget your boy, Donald Francis, FNF for Francis. And they'll take $50 off of your first purchase. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, go fly the future. Also, guess what, y'all? Don't forget MRP's The Future Spring Water. So crisp, so clear, you can taste the spring in the water. Saying low calories, no minerals, no anything, no preservatives, just natural spring water. And if you want to get you a bottle, just go to www.mreproductions.com. All right. Again, www.mreproductions.com. All right. So yeah, go get you a bottle real quick, y'all, and do that. All right, real quick, y'all. So I want to let y'all know that I'm really, really appreciating, this. And if you want, by the way, your ad to be here, listen, I want to be a part of that too. You know what I'm saying? Advertise your business right here. You got your book, you got your helicopter company, you got your movie. You know what I'm saying? You got whatever it is that you got to get. You selling merch. Yo, do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor and go right here to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. Manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. I want to be able to advertise your stuff, and I want you to get your stuff out there too. I'm never ever selfish on what it is that we do. So I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be a part of you, and I'm glad that you are also a part of our community. Hey, guess what, y'all? Real quick, side note, and we're gonna go to my last 2 bullets. Side note, yo, I looked on YouTube and someone unsubscribed. How you gonna do that? What? I said I had 176, now it's 175. What's going on? I said something wrong? I know what I did. I said Jesus, didn't I? That's what I did. I said Jesus. Somebody said, oh, that's it. Click. I ain't doing this thing. But listen, y'all, if y'all can, do me a favor. We're trying to get to the 200 subscriber mark on our YouTube page. All right. And if you go to YouTube and look up Manifested Thoughts Podcast and press the subscribe button, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's get there so I can do some new things and bring some great things to you. You know, and we're being monetized, but in a more manual way, not through YouTube or anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, if y'all can't help me out, if you know a friend that this, you know, content would be great for, please do me a favor, go over there and yeah, check us out. And, you know, please, you know, press subscribe, y'all. Feel me? I appreciate it. All right. So listen, last 2, like I said, substance abuse is something that's crazy because again, we suppress ourselves. Loneliness, you know. Loneliness and social isolation. Men might struggle with, excuse me, forming deep and meaningful connections due to society and its expectations, you know, around masculinity. You know, I'm going to tell you, it's important to recognize that the struggles can be very, very greatly. It could be great and it can vary. It can be greatly intense, you know, for us men, and it can influence us to think, you know, in other ways that we should never think and allow for us to go in other directions we should never go. You know, we got to check out our background, our culture, you know, our personal experiences, you know, individually, personally. You know, we have to be encouraged, you know, to be open, you know, to be able to discuss what it is that we feel and not keep everything bottled in because that's how a lot of us are dying fast with heart attacks and stuff like that. We need role models and fathers, which makes us relevant. And I want to tell you something, y'all. I want you to know that this is the reason why I wanted to create this particular platform because one of the things I realized that, you know, a lot of our brothers need role models. They need people to lead them. But can I tell you what it's going to take in order to lead a lot of our brothers and a lot of our young men? It's going to take finances. You feel what I'm saying? It takes finances, you know, and I want to tell y'all what I want to do. And I would love for all of you to help me to do this. You know, I'm creating a group called Men of Excellence, you know, and I know we have the online course coming, and, you know, we have the development team that's happening. We got a production team that's happening. We got a lot of stuff that's happening right now in this year, and we're getting up the money to be able to do it. But I want to do a Men of Excellence, you know, club. And this have nothing to do with religiosity or anything like that. This is just a guideline for brothers and a particular place where brothers can come and express themselves, you know, talk, you know, chill. But when our gatherings, they have to have a blazer, they have to have a button-up shirt. You feel what I'm saying? We can have the jeans and the shoes or whatever the case would be, but at least the top have to be very casual. And I'm going to release that date. Hopefully I'll get Yolanda to do a wonderful, you know, I'm pitching her right now. You said a wonderful flyer the way she did hers. You feel what I'm saying? To be able to have that, and it'll be at a disclosed location. I'll let you know exactly, you know what I'm saying, what it's going to take and stuff like that. And I want to look for at least 50 brothers, y'all. I'm looking at least 50 brothers, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to try to provide transportation. I'm going to get my church to help me out with it, you know what I'm saying? Because I do believe that it takes money to really, really, you know, help, inspire a brother who says, I'm sitting at home, you know, all I have is what I can pay for, and I'm not getting any other, you know, income because nobody want to hire me. So busy. Seems like we have a crowded economy, but my mind is incarcerated because I feel like I can't get out of this stigma, this bubble, you know, this routine. I need something different. And this is going to be something that's going to help for all of our brothers, you know what I'm saying, to look at life in a different perspective from a business aspect, you know, and to be able to want to open up their own businesses and do great and start maybe a channel where they can talk and express themselves and build their own community, you know what I'm saying, but and have the support behind it. One of the things that we need as men, and I'm going to say it like this, we need more support at home. I don't know what that might mean. I don't even know. I feel like it was something prophetic. We need more support at home. Talking to the brother, excuse me, who probably have a girlfriend or a lady friend who don't understand. And 9 times out of 10, I want everybody to know that sometimes when you're trying to pursue something great, I have 3 YouTube channels, right? My kids, they look at it. My wife, they look at it. They're not my biggest fans. And somebody might say, oh, that's bad. No, that's not bad. You feel me? Say no, because sometimes your family won't ever really know to what magnitude you have an effect on other people, and but they do watch and they do support. You know what I'm saying? My wife, she comes on the live sometime. You know what I'm saying? My son Azariah coming, he'll look at the replay. My son Donald right now, he's somewhere else. He's doing his own thing, But again, they don't have to understand everything. And I think that as men, what we try to do is we try to make everybody understand everything, but not everybody's going to understand everything. A lot of times we have hopes and dreams. Let's go back to Ralph Cramden for a second. Although he felt like he was the king of the castle, so I'm about to land the plane. Although he felt like he the key to king of the castle and she's a private, he was always a dreamer. He always had some type of invention. Watch this. That never worked. He was always trying to find something. But here's the deal. And the thought system was right. His tactics were not right, but his thought system were right. And you know what that was? He always thought about his wife, Well, wow, I want to, because everything he did, he said, oh, that's good. I could buy Alice a house on Park Avenue. I mean, it was a dream to live up on Park Avenue right here in Manhattan. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? So again, at least he thought the right way, even though he had the wrong approach. I'm the king of the castle. Whatever I say, go. You sit down, woman. I pay the bills. You don't do nothing. You're a private, And as opposed to the brother who's like, hey, babe, what's up? What you want? Can I get you a burger? Can I rub your feet? Could I do this? Could I do that? Could I do this? Look at y'all women. Y'all crazy, But at the end of the day, do you not know that there's some women who don't appreciate a man that's like that? They want a man to smack them around. But that's because of something that's going on even in their life, a malfunction. And ladies, we're going to talk about y'all and we're going to give y'all accolades. And I want to bring my wife or another young lady in that's going to help us to have more insight. I'm not a lady. I won't understand everything. But I do know some of the outcome and the results, of what it is that I see as a man from my perspective. So again, real quick, let's take this recap. Emotional expression is something that we have to have. You feel what I'm saying? Societal, expectations is something that can be issues, and mental health issues is something that we have to focus on. Physical health, and neglect. We're oftentimes neglected. Can I tell you something real quick? Because I didn't get a chance to say this yesterday about neglect. Can y'all help me this year celebrate Father's Day the way it should be? And I mean for the real fathers. I heard no advertisement last year for Father's Day. Everything Mother's Day. But I heard nothing. Didn't get a tie or nothing. And so I want to bring back Father's Day on the calendar. I want to bring that back. Long and Staten, Mr. Sir, brother, Minister Pastor, sir, I want your help too. We need to bring Father's Day back on the map because there are great fathers that are doing their job. You see what I'm saying? And we're neglected. We feel neglect. And I'm gonna tell you, I really wanted to talk to even the person who have relationships and stuff like that. You have, maybe if it's not your wife, that's your BM and stuff like that. But ladies, it's always good that, even if you're mad at him and stuff like that, he might have done something crazy, but even if you're mad at him, don't allow for him to be isolated from between you and the kids, because sometimes, that can happen where the lady will only, affiliate with the kids and just leave you out and how, make it feel like it's them and the kids. You could destroy a man even that much more when you do stuff like that, because again, that's the reason why, fellas, we have to always know that when we're the bigger person, we're the bigger man. And if we are the household holder, we're the ones who the king of the, not even the king, but the head of the household. I've learned that as far as the Bible is concerned, you're not the head of your household unless Christ is the head of you. That's how this works. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not pushing religiosity, but I'm not over my wife unless God is over me, because God knows I'll need him to be able to know how to handle her. You feel what I'm saying? And then she's over the kids, and so on and stuff like that, So again, we have a lot of issues, mental health. We suffer with physical health and neglect. career pressure. Don't ever go, to dinner and double date and you speak about your career. That's a wrong move, because comparison is a joy killer. Relationship dynamics, every relationship that you have, a friendship, relationship romantically, you see what I'm saying, brotherhood, we ought to be the same person each and every time. Fatherhood challenges is stuff that's also finances in that particular aspect is always a challenge, depending upon, how much you're getting and how many kids that you have, and how much you have to divide amongst, And then I want to give also a shout out to those of them who are facing child support, and who are getting it brutally, because she want you to feel what you did, and at the same time, listen, we got to admit to our flaws and our faults, and some of them aren't yours, not all. Again, we're lifting up brothers, identity, right? Self-perception. We change our perception, then we could change our identity, and we'll make all things work together for our good. I want to have more on that, and maybe on that section, that section. Listen, substance abuse, that's crazy. Loneliness and societal isolation. Isolation is hard when you're around a lot of people and you feel like it's nobody that can hear you as a man. It's hard. And you have needs sometimes, and you have money needs. And sometimes people can make you feel like you're less than who you are, all because of what you lack financially. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I said you're more than who you know. You're more than what you own. You're more than what you do. That don't make you up who you are, because none of those things can express what your real value is. You're more valuable than what you own, what you do, and who you know. I ain't saying you're better than who you know. But just because you have, Jay-Z, we know Dipset and all these, don't mean that you have their money. You feel what I'm saying? Again, you're not better than all of, but you're more than that. Your value, nobody can pay you. I don't care what job you got. You can never be paid your value. You feel what I'm saying? You can never be paid. And it's hard sometimes when you have to struggle. It's hard sometimes when you have to go, but here's what you want to do. You have to write stuff down. Listen, fellas, we got to start writing down what we're clear on, where we are. Where are we? What do we need to do? You know what I'm saying? What are our pros and our cons? You see what I'm saying? How can we get clear on where we're going? Write stuff down. And when you write stuff down, the thing that we have to do is stick to the plan. Write stuff down and don't forget to share and let people know you're worth it. You can do this. This is all you. All right, fine. I got the kids. I got expenses, but I got to stop and think. I want to be clear on where I'm going. So now I got to sort of like decompress where I am, right? Write a list of the stuff that I want. My handwriting's terrible. How I'm going to get there. What do I have to do to make it all possible? You feel what I'm saying? That's what you want to do, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Know what you want. Understand how you're going to get there. What do you have to do in order to make it happen? And watch this. Above all of those things, and I'm going to just spell it in these three boxes. W, H, Y. This is what you have to know. You have to know your why. If you don't know your why, these three things at the top are irrelevant. You know why? Because that means that you're gonna want something because somebody else wanted. You're gonna want to know how they did it, and then you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, and then you're gonna want to know, what do I have to do to get to, and you know what happens? You become their pet because it's called the lack of identity. What's your why in life? I know how I got here, but now how can I get to where I want to be despite the hiccups? Despite the hiccups. Can I encourage every brother? Yo, listen. I can't wait to get the free part of the online course. That's going to help brothers and sisters. Go join groups. you know, that are in the area of where you want to go. Entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying? Leaders. Can I tell you something? We need a lot of leaders. We need more leaders. The laborers are few. We need leaders, y'all. We need leaders. But listen, y'all, it's 11:30, man. It's 11:30, and I got to go. And I'm going over time on purpose, y'all. I want y'all to know, man, listen, we can do this. You got this. You are big. You are great. You are amazing. You mess up, get back up again, champ. You know what I'm saying? Get back. Be resilient. Don't have a pity party. You know what I'm saying? Cry when you have to, but get up and understand what you want. Find out how you're going to do it. So know what you got to do, but understand why you want it. It's your boy, Donald Francis, y'all. And until tomorrow, I love each and every one of you. I get sensitive when I start talking about this stuff because I relive my life sometimes. And then tomorrow, y'all, we have a new topic coming up, and I can't wait. Tomorrow's Friday. God bless you all, man. I love y'all. And until tomorrow, peace. I want to give a shout out to all of y'all. I can't call y'all out today, but yeah, man. God bless y'all.